Hey, it's your Comet-Man here, reopening with another video, part one of quite a few videos I'll be making, and we'll be drawing comic book panels, and I guess while I draw, I'll tell you about what's happening in the panels. And without further ado, fade in. Lifeless, barren ruins, vegetation invading through what was once structures, vehicle machines and roadways. A black boot steps into frame, walking forward, two sets following behind it, coming to a freezing stop. John's hand in front of the two as he treads back and slowly moves Alan's mid-step foot from stepping on a flower. John scans his wrist tablet over the flower. The ghost petal flower causes an array of effects such as aching paralysis. Good eye, John. Whoa, not today, flower, Alan would add. Oh geez, I just thought it looked all pretty standing out like that, John would say. Anyway, why didn't we just glide to this place, Alan asked. Because, Tom said while fiddling with his scrambling tablet, I can't track and map while we're soaring through the sky. This is getting riskier. Maybe we should head back, John. What if we run into some revenants? We're not even carrying our weapons. What? No, John would respond. We're getting you that prototype. We're only like a few blocks away, aren't we? As the three carried on. And plus, we're too close to predator blackout zones to run into any live revenants. Not reassuring, Tom would say, still fiddling with his wrist tablet, as the three continued on, finally arriving at a seemingly ghostly and empty infrastructure, surrounded by scrap revenant parts and bones. The surrounding barricade, with a smashed entrance, the three took to the way to the door, which had a tipped-over vehicle in front of it. Okay, we shouldn't be here, Tom said, still trying to make sense of his scrambling wrist tablet. Right, behind me, John said, as the three proceeded forward, helping each other over the car, coming to the entrance. He tried to lightly finesse the door open, and when that didn't work, he backed up and stomp kicked the door open. The three nervously passed through the shadowy entrance, Tom and Alan quivering behind John, only to come to a turn. In astonishment, a flourishing oasis of green nature and beautiful flowers. Satellite-like structures on the walls covered in plants, thrown together and around the old ruins. As the three took in a deep breath, the air is fresh in here, Alan would say. It doesn't even smell like sulfur, Tom added as the three spread out, skipping over the scrap revenant bodies, exploring the old ruins. They climbed to the second floor, while Alan ran to sit on a chair at a desk, looking around at the old table equipment, opening drawers. Ooh, a diary. Dr. Pandora Nowak. Tell me everything, Alan would say. Meanwhile, in the background, a shadowy tendril slithers away. Elsewhere, John marvels and admires at dusty old trophies and medals of science. Elsewhere, Tom rips off some vines wedging an old door, finally getting them off and sliding the door open, to hear a loud rustle in the back. What was that? Not paying it much mind, he continues on into the room, for his eyes to joyfully brighten as he marvels at the technology he sees in it. Oh my gosh, Tom would gasp. An electromagnetic field generator. As he examined the machine from the inside. Seemed to have a system of repulsors. But what were you repelling? Veggie murder! Tom heard being yelled from outside, immediately rushing out of the room to see John and Alan holding chairs, fending off tentacles of plant vegetation, smacking aside the tentacles with chairs. This garden is a freaking lie, John said, smacking the vines, until one vine slithered around Alan's leg and with a swoop was dragging him off towards a vegetaceous maw. Tom rushes back into the room to activate the generator. John rams through the vines, swinging the chair side to side, speeding forward to get to Alan, who was barely managing to resist the pulling, even biting them. Ugh, they taste like drain water. Inevitably ending up in the plant's jaws, whose clamping down was halted by John forcibly pushing the mouth open with his arms and legs as more vines began to overwhelm. Meanwhile, Tom worked the generator nervously, clankily fast. John and Alan lock hands. "Gotcha, bro," John would say, as the vines pull John and the plant swallowing pulls Alan. The hands locked. The lock breaks as they're pulled. John feels the vines repel and untighten from his waist. Alan gets vomited out as the plants retreat to holes and shadows in the wall at the sonic waves being fired from the wall satellites. Alan and John look up. "I did it!" Tom yells, a computer voice across the whole floor. "Systems active, gene-augmented threats detected, security measures activated. The doors and exits all clamp shut with metal shielding, plunging the three into dim darkness." "Okay," Alan would say, "we're not alone in the dark, so we're not scared, right?" "Think that's the problem," Tom would say, clutching a generator in his arms. Mechanical bots shamble up crackly fast and lock eyes with the three. John stunned. "Run." The three speed through a hallway, avoiding the doors with seemingly banging from inside. Luckily, with a turn was an elevator at the end. The three slam into it, prying open the doors. Enter, rushing to close the doors once inside. The three just closing it in time until bang, bang on the door, mechanical fingers already sliding through. "Shoot, up there," John says, pointing at a door on top of the elevator, which Tom unscrews screw by screw, while John and Alan hold him up. The three help each other up and close the door under them. "Tom," John would say, "do you think you could hook that generator up to the motor of the elevator and get us up to the top of the building faster?" "What?" Tom would say. "It's already blasted out from me activating this entire building the first time. I do that again and it's gonna blow up the whole floor within minutes." "Then we'll make it out before that," John would add. "Just do it." As Tom worked the motor, activating the machine, and in an instant the lift was shooting up, moving at speed, pinning them to the floor. Barely managing to unhook it in time, slowing their stop before it impaled them on broken poles at the top. "Phew," three collectively say. The engine now shaking uncontrollably and unstably. Tom and Alan begin to pry open the small remaining door space to the hallway. "Just me, or did someone turn the heat up in here?" Alan would say. "It's the engine," Tom adds as the three jump into the hallway, two revenants coming out of the elevator in pursuit. Generator's aggressive rumbling even being heard as they are moving away. Jumping over rubble on the floor, John picks up a brick, throws it through the window, cracking the glass. The three, without a doubt, slam through the glass. John, just in an instant, looking back at the booming explosion. The three falling. "Squirrel mode," John yells, the three pulling latches in their uniform suits that jacked into wingsuits, gliding and soaring here, the three soaring further and further away from the building. The three coming in hard to land. "John, we're not wearing helmets," Tom would yell. The three instantly swoop to a rusty slam, roll, and slowing stop. "We did it!" Alan pops up, joyously yells. "Very rusty," John says, clutching his hurting arm. "But yeah, sorry about your device, Tom." "I'll survive," Tom said, dusting himself off. Alan pulling out a pink book from the back of his belt. "And all I got was this boring diary. No juicy insight or anything, just a bunch of math and tool drawings." "Wait," Tom said, grabbing that book, opening it. "Oh my gosh, electromagnetic field technology, schematics, and research. With this, I could even make my own version of those generators. Or even more. Maybe interrupting their belts beep, beep, beep." Thought it wasn't our shift," John would say. Tom would slide back his glove, looking at a watch. 'Twas the case 27 minutes ago." "Ah, crud. She's gonna kill us," John would say. "We should head back," Alan would say. "What's the worst that could have happened in 27 minutes?" A looming shadow interrupts. A reptile beast in the distance, his violet eyes locked on the three, standing over a mound of dry skeletons. You don't suppose he's just passing by, right, John? Alan would say. Beast drops a long, clean bone from its drooling mouth, eyeing the three. John would sigh. Here we go again. Double crud. The three charge forward together. And that's it for this drawing. I like how this one turned out enough. We got Alan here, John here, Tom here. Like I said, I'll be making a few more of these. I'll be exploring different styles and designs, etc. Let me know what you think of the goods, the bads, about the drawing, about the short tail. But with that, this is your Comet here, signing out. Bye bye.